For lesson number 4, we will be exploring the next phase of discipleship. So today, we're going to be talking about being servants. Disciples in this phase are being changed by Christ from the inside out. It's not just external, but we're developing a heart like Christ's. In Philippians 2, 5-7, it reveals that when Christ came, he came in humility and in the form of a servant. He considered others more significant than himself. This is so countercultural because in our world, we want other people to serve us. We are naturally self-centered people. An example of this is found in John 13. At the Last Supper before Jesus was to be crucified, all the disciples were together and were hungry. Before they could eat, though, their feet had to be washed. Nobody volunteered because this was a nasty job. So there they sat looking at each other like, well, who's gonna do it? Then Jesus, the Son of God, gets up and ties a towel around his waist and begins to wash the disciples' feet. A great example of Christ-like servanthood. In Matthew 20:26, it says that whoever would be great among you must be your servant. And even the Son of Man came not to be served, but to serve. Therefore, as disciples of Christ, we are to follow his example by serving others. And this is where we get our definition. A servant uses their time, talents, and treasures to build God's kingdom. The way we break out of the routine of life and take the next step spiritually is when we begin to realize that there is a purpose of our salvation beyond just securing heaven. Our purpose in this life is to glorify Christ by helping others grow in him. So how do you know that you're a healthy, growing disciple of Christ? Your heart to serve others is growing. When we don't serve, we don't grow, and we run the risk of becoming spiritually stagnant and internally focused. Disciples in this phase are willing to steward their lives, their jobs, and even their life groups for the sake of helping others to become more like Christ. If we're honest though, sometimes this can be difficult work. It is often goes unnoticed or people may be unappreciative, but we can be reminded in Hebrews 6:10 that our Heavenly Father sees all that we do in the serving of the saints, and in doing so, we have become more into the image of His Son. So if you're not serving Christ, now is the time. How can you use your time, talents, and treasures to further God's kingdom?